Here are 5 signs you're undergoing a spiritual awakening. Now, there's so many more signs, but I'm going to give you the most common 5 that I've noticed in my practice as well as with my clients. Sign number 1, you are feeling disconnected. And that means you're not feeling like you are a part of yourself, or the life you lived doesn't resonate with you anymore. The person you were doesn't really sit well with you anymore. You feel like you want to move forward even if situations and circumstances and people are keeping you back. And that disconnect is because your higher self wants you to step forward and move forward and elevate your energy, but everything you know is trying to keep you comfortable. This might also mean you're feeling disconnected from the people that you were always close to. So I feel like the number one thing that always happens when you're going through a spiritual awakening is that friendships kind of break apart. The people who stay with you are meant to stay with you, right? They have this like undeniable soul level connection with you. And those are the people that will stay in your life regardless of who you're becoming or what you're doing. But the people who are not aligned with your future version of yourself, with your higher self, those people are not going to continue with you. So you might find this disconnect between you, yourself, and the people that are around you. Number 2, you might have big emotions coming up. And these are emotions that you don't really understand. You might cry out of nowhere or just feel really emotional, or things might trigger you or set you off a little bit. And it's not something that you normally would get upset about. This is a sign that old emotions are coming up for release and for healing. And those need to come up in order for your body and your energy to replace that with higher level vibrations. Allow yourself the space to release these emotions in a healthy way. They need to come out, but always think about what might be behind that. And also, if you find that you have a lot of these signs, take care and notice what you might need to shift in your life. Number 3, you might have a strong intuition, or you might notice a deeper connection with your intuition. So you might have heightened intuitive responses. You might notice more synchronicities. You might feel more connected to your gut and your intuition and your body and what it's telling you and its feelings. And that is a surefire way to know you're on the way to a spiritual awakening, because you are connecting more with yourself and your body and your higher self and its energy. Number 4, you might feel more sensitive to the energy around you. And this is things you might be watching on TV. So you might have loved watching the evening news at night, and then all of a sudden you can't tolerate it. You can't stomach it. And it might even be the people you're around. I touched on this before, but if you were always, having fun with a certain group of people, but now you feel the ick. You feel like you're not connected. You feel like you don't resonate. There's just something off. That is because your energy is already elevating to your future self. You're undergoing the beginning of that spiritual awakening, and you're noticing the shifts between your energy and the people around you. This might also mean that when you go into public spaces, you feel more overwhelmed, because you're not only sensing your energy, you are sensing the energy of every single person that is around you. And number 5, you might want to engage in more solitude. You might crave being by yourself, especially if it's not something you ever wanted. Most of the time, this is also tied into the one I just mentioned, because you are now picking up on the energy of other people. And so when that is loud, it can really impact you and your energy. And in order to decompress and in order to feel like yourself again and to kind of release all of the energy that is not yours, you might be craving time alone. You might be needing time to decompress. You might be needing time to regulate your emotions. You might be needing time to connect with your higher self, to really go inside your body and listen to what it's saying. Those are all messages for you, and those are messages that you might be undergoing a spiritual awakening, and that is just the start. I know it can be overwhelming and a bit scary at times when these things start happening, but just know that whatever process is happening behind the scenes, behind your energy, within your energy, is leading you closer to your soul's purpose and to your soul's path. A lot of these things mean that you are expanding and growing and elevating and moving forward to your soul path. And when you do that, you are going to feel so much more aligned and so much more safe in your body and so much more happy. So out of these signs, which is the one that you're noticing the most? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear where you are in your journey. And if you're undergoing a spiritual awakening, you're not alone. I love sharing tips on this channel, and I love helping people work one-to-one with their energy. I also have some fun intuition tests so you can practice tuning into your intuition. So if that interests you, make sure you subscribe. I also have a video on the signs that you might be psychic, and these two are tying in together. So you can watch that video and see if your psychic senses are coming in a bit more as well.